What is good, family? Welcome back to the channel. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do that whole thing so that we can get this algorithm finessed enough to bring in some more viewers. What is good, team? Good to see everybody back. Happy Sunday. I hope that y'all have had a great weekend. What is up, Mark Roach? Good to see you in the chat. Bosco, CoinFox, what is up? Andy, what's up, man? How you doing, dude? Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you for sharing that, man. Ring the Bell is number one. He said first. Let's go. What is up? Hey, Ian, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Absolutely appreciate you shouting that out right about the little shill inside of the comments, right? Where was it? I don't even know where he was, man. But Mark Roach saying music is amazing. I love the intro tunes. Mark Roach, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, my bro. I can't even tell you, man. But what do we have for the markets coming up, team? We have to observe many things here, and some of which are going to include the broader markets, right? So let's see. What is up, Michael? Good to see you there. Thank you so much for coming on by. And so let's see. Actually, CoinFox is sharing with us something that says that the perfect storm is brewing, right? So no, oh, dude. Let's see. So CTA corner. You know what? I know the CTAs is really where it's going to land here, but this is what CoinFox is sharing with us right now, right? So you could see the screen. Everyone could see it, right? I am streaming here in YouTube and Discord. Let's see. Everything looks to be pretty good, right? So yeah, it looks like oh crap, over next week. Damn. Okay, so guys, it looks like CTAs are getting ready to maybe flow outward here, and there could be some downside pressure to observe, right? So now I'm not sure if that's going to be in the span of just like one, intraday, one day, right? I'm not sure if it's going to be a week long or whatever, but it's getting ready, and it's getting super dangerous in the markets. And I will say that this is probably the best thing that can happen. You know, I think that the markets are a little overextended. There could be some breathing room to finally get introduced here, so that we're not trading the upside here with our nails in our mouths. You know, we're experiencing this fearful trade. When we're trading any day, we're like, oh my goodness, is it going to go? It's going up, but why and where? You know, and we're like over here like getting readily, we're like right by the sell button, you know, just in case this thing capitulates out of nowhere. And of course, it's kind of something that did sort of happen, right, with with Nvidia creating its 130-point dump from the 974 top. Very impressive run. Now, I'm not gonna for 1 minute say that this is that it doesn't have the potential to just rocket ship to the top anyway, because it's done that to us a couple times. But I will say that the outflow here in Nvidia has been an astronomical sell-off, right? And I will say that it did move down, but it's the equivalence of around probably 2.5 days of average true range. So the daily time frame is actually, let's see, the daily ATR here is presently on the hourly is $37, right? So look at the daily time frame. I'm sorry, it actually diminished to a daily 37. Wow. Okay, so when we were trading this up here at $900, $940, $950, we had expanded that ATR into what? The $50 zone, which was incredibly high. And you know what? We could see it here, but because it's not introducing to us the post hours, right? So yeah, let's see this. Man, so no, it actually definitely displaying 37.63 right now. That's good. All right, so yeah, team, we're not in that $50 zone anymore. So let's see what happens with the price action here into the coming week. Nvidia did print a pretty obvious signal here, right? That is a bearish engulfing of, epic proportion here, right? And I do think that the buy daily time frame does have a bearish engulfing too. It's over in 16 hours and 49 minutes, being tomorrow market close. But if this does recover, I guess if the buy hourly does recover to close above the prior bar open, which would be at about that 880 mark, right? If we close above that 880 mark, it's still a very bearish candle, right? In fact, it is outside on both ways. So it could introduce a continuation to the downside. In fact, I'm eyeballing here some targets of particularly 834 down into the zone of about 812 to 829, let's see, 826.89 short term, right? Now, if it does recover, it probably would be from down here, from 771-ish, right? So I can't say that it is or it won't, right? It's just Nvidia has been proving to us some things outside of normal price action, right? It's been quite the animal to observe. But yes, there is a massive potential for a sell-off, especially in the broader market. So let's go ahead and take a look at the present situation here with the ES, right? So let's take a look at the daily time frame and pop up those potentials, right? Daily time frame ES, 17 hours, 48 minutes to close this daily candle. And please take a look at this. We're already putting an outside bar, and it's already in the process of trying to cover this massive gap, right? So the this is just pretty insane right now. So yeah, we're looking at about a 50 the daily ATR low target is 51.42. So yeah, this is insinuating that we would be closing the gap here. In fact, even beyond it. So 51.42 would land us right about, man, that's actually no way. Wow, we're looking at I'm going to give you a range here. Right, 51.54 at the 1.272 retracement, and 51.42 at the daily ATR low. Right, so right around in here is supposed to be this downside, right? So immediate short-term time frame bounces will happen right around this 51.80 zone. We have the 1.618 retracement fib there, and that's likely why price action kind of bounced there, right? To potentially test the prior day close and continue onwards and downwards in this case, right? So please be very careful trading the markets. So that would be the only reason why I would see any bullish price action is actually the ES presenting a bounce from this area, right, to test newly converted supports into resistances, right, particularly that 51.85 low. So I guess we're going to have to see what happens into the day coming, right? But this is already pretty damn bearish, and it is suggesting a continuation to the downside. So please be very careful. The People's J, guys, let's see. Viv, chat, how you doing? Hey, Arca, they may try to repair tomorrow. It may dump, though, too. So that was my speculation, too. That I'm thinking here that they could be setting another bull trap, right? Price action could repair. It could go to the upside for a bit before it eventually capitulates yet again, right? So let me I'm gonna pull up here maybe the 4-hour time frame. I want to see what volatility and momentum are oh dude, yeah, talk about conflicting signals here, right? We actually have, there's volatility. Check this out. Let me just go ahead and finesse this this info here. So we're gonna just add into the inputs here the three period exponential. We're gonna go ahead and change that into a period of 1 with a smoothing factor of 1, and we're currently consolidating in the immediate short 4-hour Stoch. So if that is the case, then that means that there could be a contraction phase starting from the 4-hour time frame. And if we observe volatility carefully, then it looks like it's already starting to happen, right? So this is your volatility component spectrum line. It's already crossing below the moving average, right? So the moving average is now going to fall susceptible to the movement of that the component, right? So this component will drop more. Moving average will also face the downside. Contraction phase starts, meaning that there is immediate bear weakness, right? So, I mean, but this is not trading intraday. We are literally talking about the ES at the present moment. This we're outside of traditional trading hours, so this could immediately shift in the short term, right? So other than that, it looks like we're also building maybe what could be What's up? What's up, Cryptic? Good to see you here, buddy. Let me turn on that mic so you can say what's up to the people, to my bro. How are you, dude? How's everything? How's life treating you?
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Chilling, man, chilling.
Hell yeah, dude. I hope the weekend has treated you well. I hope you've been chilling with the senorita and the family. And yeah. But it looks like we're getting
Wait a minute.
some downside pressure, some in the ES, right? So it looks like this could experience a further downside, but I will say that it's a little questionable because it's also printing an hourly, and this is an effort of actually from Friday all the way up to today. It looks like it's printing an hourly falling wedge. So if that is the case, then we still have some more convergence to face here, and it would be to, oh man, we could be seeing a repair, sort of, and the repair is not that big though. A temporary short-term upside, and it could be faced like this. Let me see. Yeah, we could be touching back up to the 5204, and that is a critical resistance. In fact, that is this pivot here on the hourly time frame, 5205. So if it maintains some upside pressure here, the hourly time frame LINREG would suggest a 5214. So then you're converting that to 5214 into a support would land into an upside, curiously speaking. So if that is going to actually happen here, then we may actually see a bull trap into tomorrow. If that's the case, right? So coin, dude, let me see the SPY. Thank you, buddy. Let me see the SPY here. So so the SPY closed at the 1.272. The 5-minute time frame does not look bullish whatsoever here. Let's see. Let me check the LINREG on the hourly. Yeah, dude, we're getting a little further downside here. I would say, I mean, could we double bottom here, low to low, prior day low, LRC support? It looks like Wednesday's top side could be the support area too, right? But if we fall a little too low, being this the low of about 511.16, that turns the Wednesday top side into a resistance, 512.09. So there is a battle here, buddy. There is definitely a battle to consider. Dude, I didn't realize that. Let me see here. Come on now. Dude. What is going on? Okay, so let me go and adjust this. I'm going to go into, let me go to the March. I mean, if we're looking at this in the hourly time frame, we just closed below, right? So yeah, that would be still part of the thesis. So something like this, look. If we are building this formation in the first place, right? So we're potentially at a resistance at this point. This could still converge some, meaning that this would be the resistance alongside the LINREG hourly to pull back and experience a downside here to maybe around 51.14, depending on what time. 40 minutes to close this hourly time frame. If we were looking at breakout, that would be 65% apex, right? That would be around here. And let's adjust for that target from the March contracts, right? So let's see. And we would take this to potentially here, taking us up to maybe around 51.42. Yeah, it's the, again, that would be that Friday, March 8th bottom side, right? So that's present resistance there, which would turn the Wednesday highs into support. That would be your 51.34. So maintaining the 5134, which would also be the lows of Monday, March 4th, this could be a short-term upside to look at. I will say that there's critical resistance all over this, right? 5141 to about 5143, even into that 5158. Something is telling me that this may actually be building another bull trap, buddy. I know that it's very short term. Let me observe. Let me just try to make a conscious decision here. And also, let's see. The 4-hour time frame, we identified this as being consolidation. So let's look at the hourly momentum. That's corrective. We're starting to face, I mean, that's let's see how many times we've reverted from that point. Okay, there has been reversion from this point several times. So we're getting close to a potential upside. And that being that we're getting contraction on the hourly time frame. Some pressure is diminishing here, man. That means that short pressure or downside pressure is kind of exiting. If I'm observing this correctly, by hourly time frame completely oversold as well. Upside bias on that too. So I guess it's gonna land in the control of the hourly and the bi-hourly time frame to push this to the upside in order for it to bleed into the 4-hour time frame, which would then pressure things to a further upside, right? So if we could, I mean, there could be a resistance touch tomorrow, maybe 51.58 intraday, and if it does continue to the upside even beyond this, then I don't know that we can go beyond 51.70. It's a little tough there. In fact, I would give it 51.70 to 51.77 ish. Right around the first hour to 2 hours of trading, traditional hours, that is. So, guys, I think, and also, you know what do we have as far as economic calendar? Let's see what's going on tomorrow too. Let's see. Okay. So USA, let's see, 3-year note. That would be, damn, I think we're clear on a Monday, buddy. So if we can just make the biggest decision here, just choose the direction, right? If the markets choose the direction, actually, we have the New York Fed Treasury purchases and we have consumer inflation. I can't believe I didn't see this. The 3-month bill, 6-month bill, and the 3-year note. I mean, what do you think? What do you think, Coin? Those move the market or what? I'm not even sure if those have enough push here, but it's there. I mean, the Treasury purchases may be something. But, okay, so we're not entirely in the clear here. So let me just do something. I need to go to. Let me pull up the ES as well. And see what's happening here. All right. Now, how's that in comparison to the SPY? Let's see the SPY daily and SPY 12-hour. Let me get rid of the LRC here. Okay. All right. Yeah, we got to be very careful tomorrow, team. It looks like, I'm not going to lie for 1 second, it looks like we could be experiencing some serious trickery here. And it appears, from my perspective, it appears to be completely bearish, right? But something, I mean, inflection here, you guys, in all technicalities, right? In all technicalities, the bulls maintain control above 503. Well, I would give it a 504 to 503. In very, very technical terms, right? So I'm not saying that the SPY will touch 503 tomorrow. I'm just saying that this is technically inflection. But if we kind of pull drawings and everything out here and kind of expand our view maybe to a weekly time frame, we can see that we've done a few of these corrections. In fact, this is one of the smaller ones. So it doesn't, I mean, it's also an indecision doji here and on the SPY weekly. So in reality, it doesn't look the most bearish in the world. I mean, guys, I mean, this is that's stupid upside. It's got to correct at some point, but I'm just going off of what I'm trying to find the bear side too. Let's see, Tuesday. Let's see. So, Sebastian, what's up, buddy? Good to see you here. CoinFox is saying Tuesday, Thursday, Friday are the big ones. Bond auctions move us too. But if they go off smooth, it's a non-event. Okay. Oh, dude. Yeah, this is getting up there, man. So let me, Mark Roach, thank you so much for sharing all of that good stuff. Smokescreen, good to see you in the chat. War, Misery, Conflict, Microcap Monday is a fun day. Dude, thank you. What is up, Joseph? Thank you so much for coming on by. Guys, DSR with Global, what's up, man? Good to see you here. Yuka Frita saying, Arca, what's up? Oh, J Pong, what is up, buddy? Good to see you here, man. Been a while since I've seen you here in the chat saying, hey, if you get a chance, can you check out OCTO and JL? And in my opinion, SPY getting ready to take a long downward crap, right? Like a real longer term downgrade, maybe to 450 or 470. See, that's what we need, man. We need to get this thing down into the lower targets. Like, we're teeth grinding up here, but I'm trying to be as transparent as I can be, and also as non-biased as I could be too, right? It's just the 12-hour time frame on the SPY. We're still not even really expanding hardcore, and we definitely have still a biased upside pivot on stochastic momentum, and we're definitely in the bullish control zone. So this and the gravitational zone. So that means that this could still face more upside. And in fact, with the data that CoinFox is saying that we're going to be releasing, the bigger bond auctions, right? Maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then maybe the speculation of seeing a green Monday isn't off. It probably isn't off the probabilities here. I think it's in the cards. That we see a potential upside continuation or a retest of current resistances, right? Because we still have a resistance to touch up here at 514.43. Another one right up here at around 516, and of course the very obvious 518.12 all-time high. So, but yeah, team, I just want you to be very aware of what can be happening here. But one thing that I can say is that tickers like the one that J Pong is showing us, those would be the ones to pop off pretty soon, right? So usually there is an inversion when it comes to and I'm assuming that you're presenting to me a small cap or a micro cap, but usually the small caps and micro caps experience their supports or their upside when there is some pressure to the downside in the broader markets. There could be an inversion like that, right? Historically speaking. So if micro caps are really going to start making their move, then I think there would be some potential opportunities here in the market. Right. Not only that is that I think also that the SPY 12-hour, hard to see from this perspective here. Right. This was the entire play that we played out the other day. Right. Down in here into the supports, back up to this resistance here. And that's where we capped off and sold off. So I think there is maybe a shorter time frame rising wedge here. Right. To maybe observe. And that rising wedge still has some time for convergence. So now J Pong is saying in the chat, the runway upwards is running out on the SPY, in my opinion. People are becoming complacent, and this is when bad things happen. Haha. And nice to see you too, Arca. Yeah, I completely agree, buddy. I do think that this, if there really is this rising wedge here, then we still got a little more time for price convergence before it actually fails. And I think, maybe we do fail Tuesday, but I don't know that we see it tomorrow. I just want you to be aware over those things, right? So, guys, I will take a look at those tickers that J Pong just had us take a look at, but I want to talk to you also about ticker symbol. I know there was a few people who asked me about this, and some people who I hold dearly, of course. I can look at it for you, and I will say that this is getting ready again for that signal LQR. So let me, I'm going to share with you. There's quite a difference in the upside in the volatility growth that LQR has been facing over the last day. And it's particular because there is a signal to be fired off in this ticker that can lead price action to some ridiculous targets. And of course, we need to just go over those targets and take them with a grain of salt, make sure that we can observe the probabilities, understand the company that we're trading, and then make a conscious decision behind that. So I'm going to be sharing those targets with you. Let me just go ahead and get a drink of water here, and we will make sure to continue on those probabilities with statistical back on ticker symbol LQR. Just a moment, team. Thank you so much for your patience, team. Let's go ahead and take a look at ticker symbol LQR. So I actually started to evaluate the statistics on this play, and there is a present opportunity, and these are the conditions. So the backtest includes historical volatility in linear and against stochastic momentum. So the conditions are these. Any time that volatility exits the 15%, so this is contraction down here. Anytime that it exits the 15% to expand, I'm taking that condition into consideration here. So in fact, there are a few other iterations that have happened since the last backtest. So this it's probably going to include a little more percentage to the upside because it has experienced a succession, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 more times, which is very good for the probabilities here. But already, we're looking at 8 iterations, of which 7 have been guessed correctly to the upside. That gives us an 87.5% probability that the average upside thrust comes in, meaning the mean at a upside thrust of 88.40%. Now, I calculated as well the standard deviation chart, right? So this would be your 68% of the results, right? We're looking for the standard distribution curve here, the bell curve in statistics. So The standard deviation is leading to a 100.33% move to the upside. I also calculated the upper and lower bounds of the first and second standard deviations. Now, the first standard deviation upper bound is 188.73%. And the upper bound of the second standard deviation is 289.06%. The signal has not fired off. Because my apologies here. I'm sorry. I thought that I was doing it from contraction to expansion, but now that I'm reading my notes, it's contraction to the entrance of expansion, right? So meaning that from the contraction level, I need this iteration to rise into the entrance of that expansive level, right in here. I need it for it to come out of contraction into here, and as soon as it touches that 90% line, the signal fires. As you can see here, that is the condition, right? So we had our contraction level into that 90% touch, contraction level into that 90% touch. So something like that, right? If we can get some of those iterations here, another print, then there could be a signal to fire off. And those stats are the ones that I just read. Now, it really depends on when that's going to fire off. So we're still on the way up. We're expanding. It looks like the 4-hour time frame experienced a pretty nice upside in the after hours. It got a 7.33% jump. So if that is the case, that means that volatility is starting to present itself. And not only that, it looks like we're starting to get an upside pivot here on the 4-hour stochastic momentum indicator. Check that out. Now, if we can draw a line here from this point, from the lowest point, and see how many times we've reverted from there. This is one here. Looks like we did another one there. Looks like we did another one here, right? And just to kind of point out some of these iterations, right? Like here, this experienced a pretty incredible upside and a continuation to the upside from the following signal. So now let's see this one here. Looks like this one was it actually was an upside too. A very much a shorter upside. But yeah, we've been retracing or reverting from this zone here more often than not. Right? So the probabilities here are starting to land a little closer towards the bulls for LQR. It is oversold, right? And this is a 4-hour back test. Now, know that we would need the signal to fire. So whether volatility introduces to the downside or to the upside, we just need the volatility to continue. Volatility is direction neutral. Okay, so as soon as we can get that confirmation of a transaction, right? We need the dispersion of returns. We need that to continue its high frequency in order for volatility to get into that 90%. Now, this is relative to a 4-hour time frame, which is arguably speaking pretty fast. So one day to the next could be the entire shift from contraction to expansion and expansion into contraction. So in this case here, I think in the first half of the trading day, maybe even before that, we could be seeing the expansive levels touched. Now, if that happens, that's when we mark off the firing of the signal. So for example, if this were to fire off, say at 169, so then we would put our signals at 169. So from the firing of that signal, when we touch that 90% of volatility, these would be your probability targets, right? So we can set them here just like this. And this can help us determine where price action can go, historically speaking, using statistics. Target number 1, potential could lead up to $3.20. We actually just came from those targets, right? The next target could be $3.39, followed by the upper bound of the first standard deviation at 188.73% at about $4.88. Not saying that we're going there. I'm just saying that the probabilities are landing in the bull's favor if price action did fire off from the 169 zone. But we'll go ahead and follow up with this, and we'll see where it's going to do it from, right? So we need to just intraday tomorrow. We'll see where volatility is in respects to where it is presently, and then we'll be able to make some decisions. But LQR is getting ready for a potential moving This could be no catalyst. This could just be solely by its historical behavior, and that's all. I'm not sure that it has even a catalyst coming out myself. I'm not affiliated with the company. I don't know what they do or whatever, right? But from there, yeah, I'm just charting it out here for a friend. But it's looking like the probabilities are kind of setting towards the bull's favor. And I will say this: the bear play is now over. Our downside target here, based on this retracement, was set to retrace back to the area of $1.47. Look at price action, 148, and that was our projection. So yeah, the bear play is over. This would be take profit from the short side. And there would be a potential continuation to the upside. And one thing that a CoinFox actually shared just a little bit ago, he said that we may need a few more days of chop and fade. I agree. That's regarding the broader markets. So I will say that, Meta has been trying to kind of regain its own strength here, right? It's been deviating a bit from Nvidia's pressure. So this is definitely going to be a ticker to look out for, because this is definitely prepping some very, very interesting signals, and some of which we're going to have to be very careful with, right? So let's see. Yeah, particularly the Meta downside here. Volatility is expanding, right? Outside of the 15%, we definitely have a little bit of a downside pivot here. It's still, it looks corrective though, right? So it's kind of reflecting the broader markets as well. So let's do that little finessing of info here. Let's put that at a period of 1, and this to a 1 period as well, and see what it's doing. So yeah, in fact, it's still showing some downside here, right? So that's immediate short. So let's just see what happens into tomorrow. But observing this on a 12-hour time frame, I'm really not sure. I really can't tell you. The markets are very indecisive at this point. If there is going to be any further continuation on this, I suspect that it would be this breakout from this rising wedge. Bearish formation and still playing the upside, right? So if we're going to use this to our advantage, then let's see what those targets would have been, right? So this would be your top bound, and that would be from the breakout of this candle here, right? That's the first one that had a clean close. Topside target would have been 531.61. We faced 523.57. Would that be the center of the triangle? Well, let's find out, right? We'll go ahead and take a trend line here from the center and apply it to that breakout candle. And it looks like we actually, yeah, we completely blew by that target as well. It came in between both of those targets. So support levels can be found for Meta down here at about 494.46, which is confluent to the wedge regression, the top regression. Okay, so and now this is turning into this is actually turning into an inverted wolf, right? I'm just have trouble drawing the inversion, right? But just know that this would have some pretty ridiculous downside targets, some of which could be into the 440s, maybe 420s. Okay, so yes, let me go ahead and now move on to another request. And I know that some of my really close friends are still here, and they definitely asked me about ZJYL, so I will do that as well. DSR, I can, dude, check it out, buddy. Take a screenshot. This is my traditional RSI, right? So just screenshot this right here, right? This is just how it appears, and it's Arc RSI because this is mine, right? I don't trust a lot of people, right? So I just develop my own things. So I just keep them. I make sure that I put it the way I need it to be. And this is your inputs, right? You have the RSI length at 14. The source is actually the 14-day simple moving average to a closing period, right? I'm using an SMA, and the moving average length is, of course, 14 days. And the time frame I'm using is against the chart. So definitely consider that. Cryptic, oh, buddy. So, but yeah, that's you got them right. DSR, you got the settings, buddy. So Joseph is saying, I have a question on LQR. Why did it retrace so much? It was trading at about $3. So I don't know if you knew, but LQR experienced a dividend split, right? So it actually went through a divvy. And let me see, where is this? Where do I have that divvy split? Do I have it somewhere in here? Let's see if I do. If I do, awesome. If I don't, you're just gonna have to take my word for it, right? Yeah, the dividend split was it was supposed to be non-dilutive, but no, the thing is that when you increase the supply, in any asset, it's going to change the price in it, right? So just remember that if you did own shares, it would be the same valuation, just it would be a different price, right? Because they changed the available float. But yeah, so it changed up because they offered a 20, I think, what was it again? 20-1, or I forgot what it was actually. It was 3-2. The ratio was it was like a forward, right, of 3-2. And that's the reason why the price kind of shifted. It didn't sell off. It just the price changed, and it's still at the equivalent valuation. But because of a certain set of conditions, it looks like there could be an upside on this, and fairly soon. I will add. Okay, team. So let me just go ahead and take a look at J Pong, right? He was talking about, guys, I'm sorry, we just got to get over a couple requests here, and I'm gonna move through them pretty fast now, right? So J Pong is saying, let's see, what was that ticker you were talking about, buddy? So you were talking about Octo, right? So these, yeah, man, whoa, I'm even scared when you mention a ticker like this, dude, because I know it's going to do some crazy crap, bro. Thank you for sharing that with us, by the way, man. I really respect you, and I really appreciate you sharing those microcap plays, because I know you have a keen eye for these plays. So it's also very curious that you've shown up here now, right? It's been a while since I've seen you, and I've been talking about the strength of microcaps and small caps over the last 2 weeks. And now that you're showing up, it's like, yep, yeah, you're definitely in play, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at that ticker that you're talking about, OCTO. And that would be 8Co Holdings. Okay, already experiencing a pretty nice upside. Let me get its daily time frame in here and see what's up with it, right? So yeah, daily time frame is absolutely breaking market structure here. This is arguably speaking, right? This could be your a really, really awkward ascending triangle, right? So the regression here has a lot of variation, lots and lots of variation, that is, right? Because of whatever reasons, but it could be observed somewhere along the lines of this here, right? Something like this. So if we are getting that upside, it's a little shy of it. I would say that it's around 55, maybe 60%. Yes. Remind me, Sebastian, remind me. And yeah, so let me get rid of the LRC here and see if this has a potential for a run, right? So in fact, it really, really, really does. And also, this is a bull pennant. Another. Let me see. Yeah, there's several formations here, and I will say that it has. Let me take a look at your averages. Let me look at volume. How's it doing? Yeah, it was already getting bull volume here. It was already increasing. Complete break of market structure. As long as you are, I mean, honestly, right? As long as you're below the 95.21, you belong to the bears. But this has a massive signal in it, and it looks like volatility has increased like crazy here. Let's see the targets. Your upper bound target from this breakout here. All right, that would be, you're about 127. Center of the triangle would put you let's see here. Center of the triangle would put you right at about 106. And the breakout, which could be, just in case, right? We'll just say it's on Tuesday. The clean close. The breakout target would potentially be about 99 cents, and that's your resistance level here. That's the one. 95.26 to 95.51 would be a potential range to get over. Definitely need to close the daily candle above this 90. What was this? Let's see. This target here above the 99.51 definitely needs a daily candle closing above this. Clean close, no exposure to the downside. Clean close right before a continuation to that upside. And I will say that larger time frames are suggesting other types of silly formations as well. Other types of little kid drawings, right? So, in fact, let's observe some of those because there could be a serious amount of confluence here, right? So let's see, and I'm going to pull up the stats on this too. So let's say, right, I see the connecting points right about there. Pennant was potentially drawn a little bit differently. This didn't even validate the pennant. In fact, if it did, it would have been something like this. And in that time frame, I'm already invalidating the pennant at this point. I don't like breakouts at 90%, right? But if that is I'm not going to consider that. It didn't validate any of these of the formations here, so I actually don't like the play. Let me see something. If it has a psychological component, that is, it's just very obscure. So I would use it like this instead, as a breakout top. Let's see. Nope. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. That's it. The formation feels forced. There is convergence, right? But it doesn't mean that it has to be that. But I'm definitely not going to consider it. In fact, it's more of a 5-day time frame or a 3-day time frame bull flag. 2 days, 17 hours to close this 5-day candle, outside bar, and absolutely bullish, not returning anything from which it has gained. And if it does close, I mean, anywhere above 69.12 prior bar high, this is belongs to the bulls for the short term, right? So it does have upside targets. It has nice signals. Let's see. Stochastic momentum is suggesting still a continuation to the upside. It's completely in bull control. Expansion is happening on the 5-day time frame as well. Very healthy. So this could be an entire signal as well. Daily time frame is experiencing an upside pivot here. We have now exited the component. Yeah, this is definitely suggesting a continuation to the upside. Let me see the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame upside pivot out of critical contraction, large read, and it is entering critical expansion, right? So I know that it looks like it's slowing down just a little bit, but historically speaking, this still could go up further in Stokes. Let's see the hourly time frame. Hourly time frame corrective, potential upside continuation from here. If there's anything to consider, it would be the 5-minute time frame downside, and that's about all that I'm seeing as a bearish potential. In fact, price action may be able to retrace to, my goodness, EMA 9 located at around 74.26. There is a 73.97, very obvious support, and I think that's probably it. That's going to be your probably line of sand here. Retracement back to 73.98, potential continuation to the upside from there. Geez. Let's look at the daily time frame one more time. Very interesting ticker here, buddy. Let me pull up. Yeah, so J Pong is saying, OCTO is above the 20 and the 8 on the weekly moving average. So, and the 50 just popped up at 112. Dude, I'm not denying this whatsoever. In fact, I definitely see an upside continuation on this. And I wanted to check the I wanted to just see some moving averages here on the daily. Definitely above the SMA 20. Looks like it is converted the SMA 10, EMA 9 into supports. We have your SMA 200 purple line as resistance right above, right up here at 87.75. Got to eyeball that target, right? Eyeball this just in case there is a retracement to be found. You could see it here. Daily time frame silver cross happening right now, whether you consider it to be the SMA 50, SMA 20, or me, I personally consider the EMA 21 over the 55 EMA. So silver cross definitely happened. Triple moving average crossover. That's your 5 over your 10 and 20. And it's continuing to the upside here. And it has regained its support from the SMA 50 below on the daily time frame. So this is pretty powerful, and I do see a continuation to the upside. I will have my guard up. You know, I can see the daily kind of retracing, right? You could see the potential 87.50 retracement to maybe 79 or 80 cents, right? Maybe even 74 cents, but this would continue to the upside and reach the 95.26 to 99.97. This would be a clear line in the sand in an area for you to consider position or risk off, right? And we're talking about simulator trades here, right? So simulator trades only. All right, so please be careful here, okay, team? But this definitely has massive strength, and it could be a reloading zone right around that 73-ish area, right? Now, let me take a look at the stats on this. Let's see. Ooh, it has kind of a wide ATR, right? For it being such a small asset, it actually has almost 6 cents, right? So that would bring price action back to the 69-cent zone. So, eyeballs 69 to about 72 corrected targets, right? 69 to 72 potential loading area could be around there. And your top of the line here would be around 73, which would be the resistance of the prior day, around 75, 76 cents. So yeah, this thing could actually retrace into that 69.70 zone, get this top side here, resist near the prior day Friday highs, and then start to consolidate here again, right, for that push to the upside. But it looks freaking promising. And I will tell you that I'm not sure that even the corrected targets down to 69 cents, I'm not even sure that it will complete the daily ATR. So heads up on that potential too, okay, team? I see it. Zoe. I see it there, right? But it's not catching my eye because I guess okay, look, the only way that I would make it possible, it would be in this manner. So shoulder one, shoulder two heads, shoulder one, shoulder two, right? So that's the way I would personally look at it. So if that is the case, and there is a psychological bound to kind of observe here, then we would take into account, those very top sides here as, actually let's just measure it. Any chance I get not to call this, I don't. Just so you know, I'm not the most comfortable with diagonal lines, right? Although it seems to be contrary to that, right? But it's the truth. So let's go ahead and draw in those potentials, right? Yeah, I would say it would be something like this. So that inverse head and shoulders topside price would lead, it is confluent to some of our prices, right? We were talking about a 106 top here. It's suggesting 108, but I would be very careful at 95 to 99 or $1. Very, 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 very careful. Okay. So, dude. So J Pong, very good call on this one. This has high probabilities, very high probabilities for a continuation to the upside. And I'm going to leave it at that, right? So just because these are very high risk assets. So just know for a fact that it has upside. So actually I can't say for a fact either. Say it, that I am favoring the bulls in this situation. Statistics and everything are suggesting a continuation, formation, and also psychology And one more thing I didn't even check, right? Let's check your range high to range low. This would be your bi-weekly top to bottom range. And yeah, 2 spot 618, 101, 2 spot 272, 93, 71. Check out my discretion here. It's literally, yeah. Shut up your face. It has upside. Probably upside. Anyway, so let's stop your crap, J-Pong. I know you call out good plays, bro. Dude. But yeah, let's take a look at ZJYL real quick, right? From my friend, a dear friend of mine. So let's see what it has. And my dear friend, I hate that you're in it. I hate that you're in this play. This is very dangerous. And you know, I will say that this is so J-Pong is saying now JL is a recent IPO. Brother, I need to check one more out here, right? So is a recent IPO who also had a very recent dividend of 19 cents. Dude, an ex-dividend, right? Date was last Friday. Had a giant drop from 34.90 to 153 in pre-market, I think, and it's a high-risk lotto play. It could get silly if it breaks through 250 to 270 zone. Huh? Why do I feel like I definitely believe you in that, right, buddy? But guys, damn. I have to clear the drawings here, and that doesn't look. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, dude. Well, I hate that it has a huge FOMO candle up there, right? But the FOMO candle is absolutely in line with what it's doing. Actually, it has a very consistent resistance, a regression rejection, right? So, and then from here, I hate that we're at that 90%. That I really don't like that, right? I don't like that. So let me try to oppose that in any way that I can, and I think I just did. Thank goodness. Oh God, thank goodness. Really hate it when it does that, right? So we're at 75% here. This has got to make a decision soon. This is either going to break out to the upside or to the downside. The pennant, this price convergence, is technically bullish, right? So it favors the bulls. Okay, this means that ZJYL could be experiencing maybe one more downside to its critical demand, right? Which is pretty confluent with the regression bottom. So if it does continue to the downside, it has that critical demand right at around 562. Okay, so if that 562 gets touched on this, right, there could be a bounce from this area, right? I would say, I mean, this would be your third bottom on this one, right? So let's see, 1, 2, yeah, that would be your potential triple bottom here on the daily. I don't like that formation either, but it is present. Okay, so if it does have that, let's observe what it could do, right? So we're talking about a potential bottom side of around 558. Okay, this has a daily ATR on the stats, right, of $1.76, so it is expanding, right? So the daily ATR low is giving us around $7.30, right? So $7.30, where low? Let's see, daily art 730. We're at $7. How the heck is that read? Oh, where's the 12? Okay, 718. Yeah, guys, I'm not sure what the heck just happened to the stats here. $10 top. Okay. If it, guys, I'm not joking. If this rounds off here, we could be. No way. We could be seeing a full round move here. So this could drop. It could still drop, right? I would give you this. Let me give you the support bounds right over here. Right about there. Yeah, mark this off, right? 560 to 601, maybe to the efforts of about 3 days, which is really interesting because this would suggest that markets would capitulate, and then this would start to gain strength. Is there an inversion between the SPY? Well, let's go ahead and find out. Let's pull up the correlation coefficient against ZJYL and the SPY. Right, so let's see. Correlation coefficient, let's see. Let's verse this to ticker symbol SPY. Apply this. Okay, weekly time frame appears to be, let me just put it up on top here. So your weekly time frame correlation is definitely, it's diminishing. It's actually falling beneath the 80% now, and it's now in the 70%. This is weekly time frame, by the way. So the downside here is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a drop of around, into this area here of around 560 to 601 to 560. In fact, your weekly close is kind of giving that off anyway, right? Huge, you have a shooting star here after this upside. So this would be introducing a downside too. Reaccumulation could happen. Could happen after the support touch of 560, bounce into the break of $6. You're reaccumulating here, right? So, and it's decoupling from the markets too. So on the daily time frame, it's way below the zero mark. So there is almost no correlation to the markets here. So yeah, my speculations may be right. There could be a further downside on this, playing the inversion to the broader markets. I'm even wondering if it does show it. It's very short term, right? It's very short term, so it's hard to even. Let's see. Let me put the candles on the SPY and see how it's looking here. And let me press OK. Put that on log. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, it definitely has some inversions. See the stomach, like these pockets, right? These pockets are showing that there's pressure. Whenever the SPY faces pressure to the downside, this has pressure to the upside. And the SPY shows the upside, ZJYL shows the downside, right? So in this gap here, look what happened. This thing touched the bottom side and it went all the way up here. So there is an inverse relationship in some way, shape, or form. So that's what I mean here, is that I think that the SPY, just like we said earlier, right about an hour ago, we were talking about the SPY potentially showing strength tomorrow, even though Nvidia is showing all that weakness. I think CoinFox just said ZJYL $3. Oh. So that would be, dude, if it is, that would be a crazy shakeout because your inflection point is 234. One of those Wyckoff style springs. If it did 315 bottom, immediate rejection from that 315 bottom and then just explode and then capitulate to $1. You know what I mean? So this damn, I feel like this could be a bear trap and a bull trap all together in one shot, man. This is very, very difficult, right? This weekly time frame candle is very ominous. Bi-weekly candle is dude. You think so? CoinFox, ZJ, look at the monthly. Shit could be toast, dude. This monthly, it's losing a lot. It's losing a lot, man. Dude, this one's tough. This one's a toughie, buddy. This one is a toughie. No matter which way we observe it, I still think that I'm talking about maybe very, very short term. short-term upside, right? So the upside could be up to that. I don't know that it can go that high. Maybe up to 734. Dude, could it actually do it? Man, I mean, if it could reach it here, this would be amazing, right? If it could reach your 767 and then retrace to, over a couple days here to reach that $6 to 560 zone, then that could show some bounce there somewhere. But it's very short-term upside. I mean, 5 minute time frame is making stochastics are upside pivot. The RSI is actually very questionable. Let me see the moving average. Yeah, it's trying to recover the SMA 50 on a 5 minute. It's above the SMA 20 now, so it still has the EMA 200 and SMA 200 above, and that's way above. That's in fact at $8, dude. That's man, $8. Why? What would be the reason, and what the hell would it do at $8? $1 and it's about 180, so almost $2 in average true range, dude. That would, well, technically speaking, that would be, wow, that car was really loud. I mean, that would be the hourly time frame trying to reclaim this SMA 50 at 886, 890, around $9. So technically it is possible in some way here, right? But I feel like it needs to reach demand. I think it needs this first level of demand in order for it to continue to the upside. But guys, this is a very illiquid asset, and when I was looking at this 5 minute time frame, it's just it's super sketchy, right? So if you have the chance to get some bullish price and get this thing to the upside on any means here, and you're in the green, maybe consider taking that profit out of taking risk off, right? Because this is, I gotta say, team, trading is it's a cool skill. It's an art form, right? And it requires a lot of attention and respect more than anything, right? So these types of assets run primarily on psychology, and I think that the algorithms are probably just going to shift from a buy algo into a sell algo or something, man, and then out of nowhere it'll consolidate into a VWAP algo or something, right? But I do think that while this has still potential for a continuation to the upside, I also think that this could be a massive trap. And it shows in the price action everywhere, right? All of these are like scam wicks, right? You're just trapping retail here, right? This is all liquidity grab, and it just continues to perform that over and over. So just I would be very careful with this ticker, team. I do think that it has some downside here to 560 to 601, although the 5 minute time frame does not reflect that at all. It reflects a continuation to the upside. But if that upside is correct, then just observe here your $7.80 to about $8.66, which would be your SMA 50 top, right around the $8 to $9 zone, but it's your hourly gap, right? So watch out with that. And then there could be potential reloading down here. Again, I can't promise. It is very difficult, and I can see that sentiment is kind of leading the way. So the CEO owns 95% of the shares of ZJY. Oh, that is insane, right? But guys, yeah, this is probably the epitome of poo-poo stock, right? But be very careful here with these, because these will hand you your butt and leave you out to dry. I don't want that to happen to anybody, especially for the ones that I care about and the ones asking me about this, right? I would encourage otherwise. But another thing that we should, just look at real quick, right? It's not even going to take a lot of time at all, is that this is very curious to see it in this manner here, right? But could it be? Yeah, your hourly time frame looks like a little bit of a bear pennant, right? This feels like a fake out, and that would lead towards that downside. So this type of price convergence. This is continuation, right? That's just converging after a downside, and then bam again. So it's just another leg down. So yeah, just heads up on this ticker, right? It's just very scary. But that's what I'm observing, team. I just thought I would give it a good shot. And let's take a look here real quick. I know J Pong came in and asked me for one more, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Where you at, J Pong? Dude, you know what? I will say that I'm not gonna chart that one, buddy. Damn it! It's a IPO. My edge is terrible. CoinFox. Let me see. Let me take a look. Oh, no way. Let me see. I'm going to the ES right now. Bro, let's go. That's that rejection, man. We were definitely at resistance from the falling wedge. This would suggest a break of the bottom side of around 518. I definitely think that we could reach that 51.14 within this hour, right? And that would introduce a very interesting situation. So this could turn into a 30-minute wolf, right? Because you will get an essential failure, right? 51.10. If you don't get that failure, then you're gonna just experience a support range from this top side here, right? You're looking at the Thursday, the 29th of February, this range high, right? That would be 51.14 to about 51.16, which we just used for a bounce. So I'm not gonna lie, dude, this 51.14 looks like it's the primary support here, and it could introduce a pretty nice little pump to the upside in the following hour, right? So if we do get a continuation to the upside, I don't know if you're trading futures right now, but the breakout could be happening in about maybe 1 or 2 hours here, and that would introduce a let me see. I mean, I don't know what kind of aggressive trader you are, right? But if we do face a 514 bottom, that could be 24.34. That could be a 30-point gainer to the upside at its highest probability. Resistance levels to be found at maybe 51.31 to about 51.33. But yeah, this was right around when we were charting it, right? This would be the regression line here for a continuation to the downside, very clean. But yeah, dude, I think it's bears are a little bit over here. The bear pressure, right? We have a bear volume actually diminishing here little by little. It's only a matter of time before bulls take a quick control here, which would then introduce that potential top side that I'm speaking of tomorrow for the SPY. So this would be maybe just the start of it, right? 51.44 or 51.40 something. The ES could introduce a further upside than just this, right? Because everybody's a little too optimistic right now, right? There's a lot of greed. There's a lot of greed on the table right now. So CoinFox is saying, I like 5108 or 5100. Maybe I can catch the turn. Yeah, that's what I was talking, right? I don't know if dude, 5108, would it be this one here? Yeah, I see it too, buddy, and it's a very, very, very attractive top. In fact, it would be the higher probability. This is just a single wick sitting at that 514. It's just confluence with the bottom side of the regression line. But again, they're diagonal lines, right? And I mean, my mentor used to tell me all the time, don't trade on diagonal lines. I'm like, I just gotta include the psychology in there. He goes, I get it, maybe. So then, but he's really, in fact, I was trained in point and figure. Right? So I found the edge, I found the edge in point and figure, but I got to tell you, it's not, I think I prefer traditional candles. Talk about hugs and kisses everywhere, right? But yeah. So CoinFox, let's see, should test Friday's open 51.10 coin. If we do, you know what? That's not a bad. That is definitely not bad to. That's, dude. Friday's open. Like, you mean 51.59? That would be a massive run. I would love it. This is your range, though. I'll give it to you. And I'm gonna just apply geometrics into this as well, right? Dude, I do this because you always do it to me too when we're trading. If I tell you I'm long or short this, like, you immediately come like to my assistance and you like help me through it, right? And so I also want to do that for you. And also Cryptic and I always do that, you know, back and forth. And I noticed that you do it to Cryptic too, which is really cool, man. I think it's such a cool support system that you would be there for us, like the way you've been. I'm not done with it yet, so the way that I determined it was just the closest. Well, because he's talking about Friday's. Friday's top is actually the 51.59, but I have this thing that CoinFox and my mentor would always say too. They would always say like, well, you know, it's so close to that top side, just why not? So the why not thesis is something that I hold near and dear, right? It's just, you got to be very careful with it because it's not mathematical. It's just discretionary. So since he said the Friday's open 51.59, we have Thursday's close at 51.61, right? So why not, right? So 51.61 would be my top side of the range. Then looking at your 5-day or your weekly top side, it would be I'm sorry, 5 days ago would be this wick on the top side of 51.57.75. So that's how I determine that, but I'm not done. What I'm doing now is actually taking into consideration a fib retracement, right? So, and I would use that from the breakouts, swing high to the swing low. So in this case, I would consider the top of the price action after this huge candle, right up here, and I would retrace all the way back down to this inflection zone, which would be the 50.59 area. In that case, I would just extend to the upside here, the Fibonacci extension, and then get us the probabilities to the top side. One spot 618, 51.63.25, confluent to my discretionary 51.61.75. See what I mean? So that's just the way that I personally trade, right? I personally trade with these types of bounds, and everyone has their own style and everyone has their own unique way of looking things. In fact, it may not reach this topside target, but we know that it could be in that direction. So if it is in that direction, I'm going to be completely protective, especially at the psychological 51.42 falling wedge take profit target, right? And then I'm also going to be very protective in this range here, right? So 51.46 to about 51.49, and me being protective, that means partial or scaling out. So I'm going to be taking risk off of the table at these breaks. So if it does take that long for it to get there, then yeah, I could see here a nice, it's futures. It trades forever, right? So 23.7. So, you may see this in a whole session here, but it may be slow because the bear pressure is completely diminishing right now. Daily time frame contraction is real, right? We're at 2.85%. When this thing drops below 2.5%, you're getting your first blue bar of critical contraction. It's just the bears are really, really losing an edge here. So Joe H saying you take on XBI, specifically VKTX when you get a chance. Let me add that, and I know that Sebastian had one more for me too. VKTX. Okay, yeah, definitely want to look at this. And Sebastian, what was your ticker, buddy? Did you say daily? Any. Just, I got you. I got you, man. I got you. All right. Sure. Let's observe here, right? Hey, Candace, good to see you here. Very good to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for coming on by. You know what? I haven't actually done this, right? I haven't been the shill that I usually am. So, guys, YouTube, please consider hitting the link in the chat, right? So that is the Arca Bulls trading team link. Join us, say hello, trade alongside us, right? And very educational stuff. Anyway, yeah, so Sebastian, let's take a look at your ticker, buddy. So you're looking at ticker symbol ANY, but CoinFox saying, okay, so if it's to remain bearish, it should stay in the 50%, maybe 60 per, okay, 60, yeah. Yeah, I forgot to kind of look at that too, right? So you're at 50%. It looks like it's at 50% right now. Like kind of like this, right, team? Just kind of drawing a little bit of a range here. You're just below the 50% retracement here. So if you are to maintain a bullish stance, then, you know, above 51.26, right, would be highly ideal, which is above this top side here, 51.23. I would need to see some, maybe, I think a 4-hour close would do it for me. A 4-hour close in a closing basis, right? 4-hour candle above 51.23 would introduce the potentials of a continuation to the upside, and that would also be closing above the buy daily low. So if you get that, then you increase your probabilities, but it doesn't increase it to the point to where it's just going to be like, okay, we're off to the moon here. It's just going to increase it to the point where it's like, okay, let's start trucking onwards. Let's see if we can combat some of these resistance or these local resistance levels, and see about sentiment including themselves into this, right? But remember, guys, this is the E-mini futures contracts, right? S&P 500. This will be a little more volatile traditional hours. So for now, just, you know, be very, very careful trading this asset, right? I know you're introduced here to every point to the upside or downside is equivalent to around $50, right? So per contract. So just damn, that could be serious losses and serious gains. So anyway, yeah, let's take a look at VKTX, right? So this is I'm sorry, any. This was for Sebastian Lim. So it is popping off here, and it is showing a potential. But hold on. I need to see its, like, what is it doing, right? In relation to its entire life. Okay, huge resistance zone right up in here at 233, right? We can't ignore that. So we'll leave that in the picture there too. This is a massive upside. I wonder what the hell happened. Okay, so this thing just RS'd. I'm telling you, man, this, I'm going to hold my comments. Anyway, there are presently 3 critical troughs here, right? That psychologically speaking, people can determine this to be head and shoulders formation. And the regression that I'm noticing here would be price action reverting to test that resistance. So if it does come up, I don't know that we can get all the way the hell up to that critical resistance, but it is very confluent to it, right? 233, 230 level. If it does realize that, I don't think that it can move like that in one day whatsoever, right? This probably has like a 8, 9, 10 cent ATR, probably smaller, right? So if it does, retrace that hard, then yeah, you could be seeing here a massive rejection here from this breakdown, right? So it's also very curious because I think that this would have been a very bullish formation, especially here in the 12-hour time frame. This was set to kind of revert, right? So if it is the case that it's doing that, coin, what are the rules as far as wolf pattern within an ascending right angle triangle instead of wedge? Is that still part of it? Because this is behaving in that similar, it's like, I'm not sure if this created a bear trap, right? I'm not sure if this is the bear trap here, because everybody was to be honest here, I think it realized the center of the price action, right? Let's take into consideration this candle here. Yeah, that was a perfect bottom side here to the center of the price objective. So the continuation was probably what the bears were looking for, right? Potentially here. And they just simply spoken, they just didn't get it, right? That would have been your 141 retracement. And that, I will say that I see obvious areas of support, but they're not nearly as critical as the one that we have here at 170. So that 170 that's what's kind of making me feel that this could be a bear trap, and this would present one of those wolf patterns, right? I will, Sebastian. I just want raw price action first, and then I'll look at indicators. So so we would need a reclaim, right? So we definitely need the reclaim inside. If it does reclaim 234, that would be a wolf, right? So for now, it's just a potential. The traditional target was met to the penny, and the bear volume is also way diminished, and now the last 12-hour print was above the moving average. So yeah, this is introducing some upside continuation here. Heads, let me see your, hold on. So you have about a 26 cent ATR on the daily. Could it, dude? Technically speaking, if we could do that, your resistance range, I'll give it to you for tomorrow, right? If it does continue to the upside, your resistance range could be here, 205 to 214. And retracement. Oh, dude, is it seriously trying to do that? That's so annoying. It feels like it's gonna retrace here, right in this area, and it's gonna pull back to validate the what's your could it be? Let me see. Yeah, your ranged low. That this would be the support bottom, 183 retrace, and then the continuation to the upside. So what I'm saying here is that this is building a freaking inverse head and shoulders. It's just psychological over psychological over psychological, right? So yeah, this is very tough, buddy. But I do see the upside here. Let me see your 5-minute time frame real fast, and nice, it's using the SMA 50 as a clear support range, right? Very, very nice. It's now sitting at 191. Risk on this asset breaking 195 tomorrow. I know that kind of leaves a little bit. That kind of leaves some. That leaves a lot on the table here, but it's just you got to play this safe, buddy. So I don't know if you're gonna. I don't find. I mean, dude, breaking out of that prior date high is critically important for me. I'm not sure how you want to observe this, but just know to be very protective there. Okay, because your daily ATR top range is 198. So this could be a false breakout, and then it'll retrace. Okay, so heads up here, okay? And keep an eye on your stats for sure, buddy. Let's see, 5-minute retrace to 188. That would be the test of your EMA 9 or or SMA 5. So yeah, keep an eye on that, buddy. But I do think that it has some upside potential here. A little bit of resistance on a 5-minute RSI, but as this pushes upward, the moving average will also push upward. And given that it's a 5-minute time frame, it would be relatively fast. So have this thing push up just a little bit into that 52% or 58%, sorry, of the RSI. That would be your gravitational zone, right in here. Then you'll get the a higher probability of succession above the SMA 14. Convert that into support, continue on to the upside. But yeah, I and one more thing, right? One more thing. Let me look at the 4-hour time frame, volatility or versus momentum. Yeah, huge volatility spike here, looking like it's about to expand, right? 4-hour time frame stochastic momentum absolutely entering the bullish control zone. This is very, very likely going to make an upside move. And I think it's a very, very immediate short-term time frame retracement before it continues to the upside. But it's very, very, very likely that it will. And let me see the bi-hourly. Yeah, that's the thrust, man. You're getting that hourly time frame breakout in the several time frames in that critical contraction zone. The more time frames you have in this critical contraction of linear volatility, the better the upside and the more explosive it can be, right? So hourly time frame, bi-hourly time frame, 3-hour time frame, 4-hour in that critical zone, 6-hour, let's see where it's at. It's inside of that critical zone as well. Man, this is I gotta say, and here actually you're facing a potential correction to re-expand right here with an upside on stochastic momentum. Dude, this has a high probability of continuation. Daily time frame massively oversold with a corrective pivot towards the upside, expansion happening right now. The signal fired off, dude. Yeah, this signal's already in. Daily time frame RSI very likely to start succeeding the upside of that SMA 14. Dude, this is upward bound without a question. And for simulator trades, right? Be safe out there. This is not financial advice, right? Please take whatever I do show and iterate here with just a grain of salt. Okay, but yeah, it almost, I mean, look at the size of that outside bar here, man. Daily time frame is very, very attractive. In fact, the most attractive time frame that I'm seeing here is the 4-hour time frame. It's just massively powerful. Cleared bear volume decline here, man. This is I wouldn't even doubt this being in the 230s in a few days. So or maybe a couple days, right? FOMO would probably enter here as soon as I mean the hourly time frame here is reclaiming the SMA 200. This is good news, dude. This is all very cool stuff. So yeah, dude, I think this is very likely to continue on to that upside. So careful trading this, right? I know that it's only $1.90, but this is very likely, very, very likely gonna make an upside. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at VKT. Guys, I don't know how else to be more clear to you, right? So I just I don't want you coming up in here tomorrow and saying, Arca, I missed it. You told me that I was doing it, and I don't know what the hell happened, right? So guys, I'm just, I can't tell you to buy or sell anything. I can't have you hold. I can't do that, right? But I will tell you my personal opinion. It may not even matter, right? Because who the hell am I? Am I even good at trading? Does this guy, what's his track record? Who's this dude hiding his face? Right? For all you know, team, I just like to talk crap. No, but in all seriousness, team, I do think that the ticker has some upside, and it would match. It would match very well with all the signals that I'm getting with volatility in the immediate short term, all the way up to the daily time frame. That's a lot. It is a lot. So now, Joe H, let me know that you're still in here, my buddy. I want to make sure that you are, so that we can observe ticker symbol VKTX for Viking Therapeutics and see what the probabilities are, right? But right away, I can already tell you that this is not looking the best, right? You have a clear break of inflection, right? Your inflection zone was 74.89. You're already falling beneath that, right? Huge bearish engulfing here on a 12-hour time frame. And this 12-hour candle, although it's closing above the prior bar low, it's still considered a continuation candle per the rules. What I'm afraid of is that you're getting a little bit of decline in bear conviction. So if you are to continue to the downside, it would be highly ideal for the 12-hour volume to start moving upside of the moving average. If you can get that 12-hour candle to move upside of the moving average, then you are essentially flagging in a bunch of bears, right? So in fact, this could start piling in at any moment. Until then, this is at risk of retracing $5. It could go back up to the 75.31 to validate that resistance, although it already did once, right? The thing here is that I would really like to see, since we reclaimed the inside of this break of the inflection zone, now, in my personal opinion, we would need a secondary candle to close beneath it. I get it. This one's here, right? But it also closed above the prior bar low. So I'm thinking here that there could be a little bit of risk to it towards an upside. And take a look at your EMA 200 on a 5-minute time frame. Right now, your price action is trying to reclaim the SMA 50, and it's trying to support from the SMA 100 on the 5-minute. So those are tiny little signals here that there may be an upside continuation to validate your SMA 200, EMA 200 on the 5-minute time frame, which is already getting pretty much halfway to that resistance zone, right, to 75.07. So I'm going to draw here a little bit of a range for you, right? So that would be to the bottom side of this doji here, right, to that inflection point. And this would be the area that I think there could be massive short entry, right? There could be, this could be in a very, very, very liquid area here, right? So this would potentially introduce some downside. Let's take a look at, outside of price action. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, 4-hour time frame is critically oversold here. There could be a little bit of an upside, get that validation of resistance before a continuation to the downside, right? So it was just such a shocker here, right? A lot of downside from that top side of 99. I mean, you're already trying to, this is a 30-point move, in a matter of a couple days. It's a big decline, so it has to take its time. You're going to experience some volatility. It's already getting really, okay, look, honestly, this is what I'm looking at without breaking down so freaking much. Get a retrace here. Position short 72.99 to 75.07. The conservative trader will break the 68.54 zone, potentially close an hourly candle beneath the 68 zone, right? This would be your new inflection here, and then start kind of a light entry, right? So breaking further downsides, your $10 marks, right? So $60 here. I would scale in again at the break of around 58. So 58.06, 58.10, I would scale in and let this thing ride down to that 50 zone again, probably scale in one more time and then get that continuation, right? So I think that it's really risky. It has so much upside here that you can't just bet the continuation to the downside all in all. It has so much sentiment here that at any moment it could pop up. So you have to be very abrasive to that. You have to be super careful about that. And but I do see the downside. I just think that there's going to be a loading zone to the upside first. And if you do get that top side, then let's go to the daily time frame and evaluate your stats, right? So you're getting the daily ATR top to around 85 cents. So it's even beyond my target. So 85 cent top, what could that be? That would be, oh man, it's insinuating that it could be covering the gap. But if you do get a further upside, I don't think that's the case. I honestly think that you would resist at the gap bottom in the 81.47. So be very protective here. I would not gain entry on this until I break 68.56. So, but you may already be short. I don't know. But this is definitely a clear downside play. I would get short the market at the break of this zone here, right? And be very careful at that 57.50 daily bottom. And this would be a take profit here, right? Clearly. I mean, I would honestly take profit at around 59.30, 59.50. So at that 59.50-ish, let this thing retrace right into its 69 top, 70 top, right? Just wait for it again, right? And I would honestly get short again, 57, 67 and on. Because that would be more of a liquid move here. So heads up, man. Heads up. But happy to look at it for you, buddy. It's looking okay. So, guys, I know that let me see. Sebastian. Oh, so that ticker that he told us about is a Bitcoin miner. Nice. Okay. So yeah, the strength is definitely there. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pair these two tickers kind of side by side-ish, right? Because we already have two microcaps that could potentially make some explosive moves to the upside, right? Ticker symbol OCTO and ticker symbol ANY, high promise and high risk too. Okay, so watch out with those tickers. We already went over LQR with a potential run into the money as soon as we can get that. Let me put it up one more time just to kind of evaluate the probabilities. Just a quick little run here, right? Yeah, heads up on LQR's volatility. We just need volatility to reach. All we needed to do is simply touch 90%. That's all. And then we're firing off the signal here, a historical signal that can lead to some pretty nice upside. And but yeah, we need to be very protective over the plays, team. Please be very protective over your risk anyway. Always practice proper risk management. Never bet what you are not willing to lose. All right. So did we look at NVIDIA? I'm not even sure that we did. I'm on the wrong chart here, actually. Let me go here and pop it up. We were speaking about this daily bearish engulfing. Highly likely going to experience a further downside here. This looks like it has about, let's see, yeah, that was a little confused over here, but yeah, 37.44 ATR on a daily. So, and what's the 12-hour close? We're at 8:51. I mean, yeah, this is definitely this is where I think we're going tomorrow. So I think we could reach, if it doesn't repair immediately, because this thing just, man, NVIDIA tends to open up a can of whoop ass at any moment, right? So, but I do think that this is headed towards a continuation. Yes, Mark Roach, we'll look at the Tesla. I forgot, we do have to. NVIDIA, tends to do its little NVIDIA dance, right? But I do think this has a continuation to the downside. Daily ATR leads into the 820s, right? So 812.90 to about 826.89 could be a line in the sand to really observe here. It is an inflection point. We have the top side. Let's see, price action here was February 23rd, Friday of this year, right? Right at about 824.36. So if we are going to get close to that, then there is a price to consider within 831.56 to about 830.32 at this tiny little space here. Okay, so yeah, just watch out with this stuff, right? There are several gaps. Here to consider, and they could serve as there could be trickery, is what I'm trying to say. So let's take a good. That's NVIDIA real quick, right? Let's take a look at Tesla, followed by Roku, right? Because Roku is one of our plays that we were waiting for. Huge signal potentially about to fire off for Roku. Now, what is it going to be? I'm looking at a potential 20-point gainer, upside or downside. But what side is it? Well, we're going to find out here in about 2 minutes. Let me just take a sip of water, team. Okay, team, thank you for your patience here. Let's go ahead and continue our analysis. And ticker symbol TSLA followed by Roku. Okay, so yeah, let's pop open the daily chart here, right? So guys, if you haven't traded Tesla before, know that Tesla tends to run on its own clock. Mark Roach, love you, buddy. And Philly, dude, good to see you here, man. Thank you so much for coming on by. Really appreciate your presence, my brother. And everyone that has joined me so late. I know that there's a lot of East Coasters here, and I do apologize. I took a little extra time spending time with the family. We cooked a lot. So let's take a look at Tesla's probabilities here. Let's see the daily time frame and see how that closed. Really interesting red outside bar here, right? I think, guys, the stats were pointing at sub 170. We already got 173.70. I'm not saying that we are going to get it. You know, I think I forgot what CoinFox said, but my personal target was 164. But that would be, in all honesty, it would just be, I mean, experiencing those lows. It's that would be right back here, right? I mean, honestly, that would be April 2023 lows. Again, I don't know that it's going to reach it that low. I'm Pacific time. I'm in Los Angeles, California. And we did notice a wolf pattern here, right, on the daily. So that wolf pattern is modular. So this would move as we move, right? So this is leading to sub 160. So in fact, if we did get a massive sell-off here, maybe a 2-day effort, there could be a drop to 158. I personally thought that there could be a 164 touch based on just, you know, this low, literally right here, right? That was responsible for a pivot from 164 to, of course, 299. So that's it's a very critical, it's a critical little line here for me. Also, sure, it shows here too. We got to bounce from that 164 all the way up to that 208. So critical bounces have happened from that 164 line. I'm not sure that it's going to get respected here, right? Psychology could essentially take over entirely, but it's not my job to guess. It's to react to current market conditions. Okay, so if we are talking about a continuation to the downside, let's observe. You know me, man. I really like that 4-hour time frame. I do think it sharpens a little bit of my edge, especially when I'm using linear volatility and momentum, right? So if we are to respect that, well, take a look at this. We definitely have a downside pivot on the 4-hour Stoke. It looks like we're trying to recover here, right? Meaning volatility may or may not expand, or longs are going to continue to get liquidated here, right? So if that's really the case, because I mean, to tell you the truth, I can really see that we, let me just observe this in a little bit of a larger time frame, and no drawings at all, no lines anywhere, nothing. Let's see. Yeah, you definitely have, I mean, this is a long way up. You have around 2 levels of longs out of the money, right? So you definitely have longs at 198 to about 191 trapped, right? You definitely have some ridiculous longs over here that are just not wanting to realize, right? 198 to about 205, currently sitting at 174. I think that there's a lot of people trapped here, and at any moment, some of that lever could be liquidated, and that would be the reason why, one of the reasons why this could continue to the downside, right? So, and that's, volatility is kind of insinuating that, right? So this is, it's measuring the dispersion of returns, right? So if this, and also know that volatility, I've repeated this a few times, volatility is direction neutral, right? So only because this is contracting does not mean downside, or if it's expanding, it doesn't mean upside. It just means volatility positive, volatility negative. Okay, so let's continue the analysis here. Okay, so here's another signal to kind of follow, right? this is your DMI indicator, directional movement index. Within the DMI, you have an ADX, which is your average directional index, the dotted white line. So you can see here that the bears are leading the way. That's DMI minus, your red line. They crossed over the bulls here and they've gained control. The ADX is giving you how strong the trend is towards the downside. Let's put it this way. 25% ADX already suggests a strong trend. 30% ADX, it's a very strong trend. And we're at 39% ADX on a 4-hour time frame with bears on top. So this is likely to continue to the downside, although you have to be very protective, right? Because this is not just going to downside because you want it to, right? The RSI is giving you a little signal for a bounce here, and that would be in the shape of the gravitational zone down here. This would be a bullish area to be in, bullish short term. So that means price action can retrace into that bullish zone here, bounce to the upside, and then face the retracement from the opposing side's gravitation. Okay, so you have to be patient here. So that means that price action could drop to 172.11 in, respecting here the support of the SMA 14 on the RSI, then bounce back and validate some resistances at that 175. Okay, so careful here. There could be an immediate fake out, right? It could be a false breakdown. And then if you get a false breakdown, then, just wait for the resistance grab and then, then get short the asset on confirmation. You would just need to wait for your buy daily low break. All right, that's very close to the price action here. I wouldn't look at prior day low because you're just above that, right? That's not good trading. 174.74 break. It's risk off for me. I'm not observing that. I'm observing the buy daily low, 172.11 break, right? And then you have to watch out for your $10 mark too, right? So if you are going to get some take profit on this, that's probably going to be in that 170 to 172 range. This could bounce again. Okay, so you guys know, right? You guys know those $10 marks. Be careful. All right, but yes, I do see a downside on Tesla. However, just like I explained here, very choppy. And just like how we talk about every day, trading this damn asset, very choppy, right? Just like Netflix. This thing zigzags and zigzags and zigzags, right? So you may be looking at a target down here, right? But, and you're going to gain your entry like, you're going to gain your entry like, what, like up here somewhere. And you're thinking to yourself, all right, yeah, we're going to go down to 166. We're going to take it. We're going to go all the way down there. But what you don't know here is that it's literally going to do this. And then, bam, you got your target. Everybody got liquidated. So be very careful trading Tesla, right? Tesla is it is no joke. This thing will really kill you. All right. So, Mark Roach, I definitely see the downside, buddy. Please be very safe with this ticker. Philly saying Roku looks solid. Maybe going for a gap fill. Thanks for talking about Roku. Love hearing about plays I'm not familiar with. Dude, I'm honestly not a Roku fan. Like trading. I don't like trading things under like $100. Maybe even $150 or lower. That gets a little weird. I like trading things that are $200, $300, $400. Right around there. So when it comes to those under $100 assets, I'm like, especially under 50. So it gets a little sketchy, So let me take a look at it actually, because there is that play. That is the play, Roku. I think there could be a massive breakdown or a breakout, right? Something could be happening here, and we have to just keep an eye on certain signals. So let me get rid of this hot mess here, and I will explain to you what I'm observing. Okay, so let me get rid of that thing there. All right, and I know that I have just a bunch of these here. That was just for, I was showing a class, some of my students. I was showing them how separate time frames of Fibonacci ratio have confluence. But okay. Here's the first thing that we need to look at. Yes, we have a huge gap here, 68.49 to around 71, and then you have this other daily gap, 78.59 to 87.61. You're in the middle of this one huge other gap, right? The upside appears to be the most prevalent thing, and I will say that yes, it will experience an upside still, because I'm still experiencing me personally, my bias is that the markets are still showing some upside. That's the hint. It's the correlation between Roku and the broader market. So in order for us to determine that strength, again, let's pull up the correlation coefficient, Roku against the SPY. So let's do that. Okay. Weekly time frame is dropping out of correlation. Let's see the daily time frame. And the daily time frame is not correlated whatsoever. Okay. That means that there could be an inversion. Is that the case? Let's pull up the SPY against the price action here and see how it's moving. Let me add candles and put the SPY on log. Okay. So until recently, the earnings call caused this. The earnings call was actually a beat, right? This was it was a bullish earnings call, but price action or sentiment disagreed completely, creating an entire separation of price of the price action on Roku versus the SPY. So because that's happening, we have to now observe price historically. So more or less it follows it, but I want you to look at these little pockets, right? So take a look at this here. You have upside Roku, downside SPY. This area here looks like you consolidated a bit with upside Roku. This is the SPY, the pastel color, right? You have complete correlation in these moments here. And then you have other little you have other little spots where it looks like price action kind of deviates from Roku, right? Right about here. So this asset has the potential to decouple from the broader market price action. Now, when does it correlate and when does it decouple? That's the I guess the ultimate question here, right? Because arguably speaking, sure, it looks pretty similar. So that means that we have to watch out for the parabolic moves or the more significant upsides or downsides that the SPY has. So trading Roku would require for us to eyeball the SPY carefully, because at this current moment, you can see here that you're getting a green candle, you're getting a red candle here, you're getting a bearish engulfing SPY, and this thing is suggesting a continuation to the upside. Not only that, it's breaking market structure. It's topping out, right? This has been your resistance here for about a week or so, right? Right in that area of 64.73 to about 65.05. We've broken that structure already, and we're double topping at about 65.94. So if there is a greater sell-off on the SPY, and if the SPY sells off immediately, then expect Roku to also sell off. But if the SPY continues to the upside very slowly, then that means that Roku could also invert. But it's said on the daily time frame that it's not really correlated. It's barely correlated. And if we kind of pair price action here, it seems like it is pretty correlated though, right? We're getting that upside together despite the fact that we got that one daily inversion. The hint would be the SPY team. I think that we have to keep an eye over how the SPY reacts, specifically to its parabolic moves, to its instant moves. So if this thing gets a gap up, Roku's likely to gap up too. So keep an eye on this, okay? Because the play I'm going to show you the opposing side of things. Let me take you to the weekly time frame. and I'm going to show you this formation. So this is a bearish formation. This is an ascending broadening wedge. Its price objective per the playbook rules is down here at 49.40. This is how it's truly played. In fact, it's playing the golden rule of 3 very, very nicely. So you have your test number 1. Right after, you have a test number 2. You have test number 3, fake out and fake out. Both were fake outs. And then you get your capitulation here. So we're at inflection and it's respecting it. Could this mean that we're going to bounce to the upside? Sure. Yes, there could be a bounce to the upside. We could experience a 68.49. And I'm seeing here that there is a massive amount of open interest in the March 22 options contracts. Way out of the money puts, long puts. So there is unusual options activity on this. People are betting the downside on this, despite the fact that, yeah, we still have short-term upside open interest, but options could be showing a pressure to the downside too. Okay, but that kind of looks like a this would be a shooting star, more on the top of so you get this downside, right? You get the upside, you print the shooting star, and then reversion. So in this case here, I think team that we may be experiencing a resistance of 68.37. This because of the potential weakness in the markets into Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Thursday, right? We'll get that inversion into Thursday, get the upside of 68.61, and then reject. Now, Are we gonna face the downside? I don't know, guys. But if we start clearing, I will tell you this: if we clear the play is not ready. The play is not ready. I think that if we beat the 71.27 and get a daily close above that, man, this is probably gonna try to invalidate the play, and this would mean that it's gonna go way back up. So, is there something fundamentally within this that? Well, I mean, we also got the sell-off on a earnings beat. That means that we could be recovering. The recovery process on this, yeah, that's another thought too. Damn. You can see how like you can see in my own psychology how I'm not sure what's going to happen. I just need to follow guidance. However this is going to be guided, I want to just follow that. Right? But it is conditional because we're smack in the middle of an area right now, and I don't like being there. I don't like being between this gap and between the inflection point. I don't like that. Right? So as soon as we break either or, then we will move according to that. But until then, we have to just observe the higher probabilities, team. But yes, this is a bearish play and a macro one at that, right? So it doesn't mean that it's going to succeed its bottom side. It's just that it had good earnings, okay? It had good earnings. My goodness, I can't say that. It had good earnings and it's sold off. And typically speaking, I've seen assets recover. It was just an initial response, an overreaction. Somebody probably noticed that they were cash negative by $50 and then it sold off. Right? So, Zoe, appreciate you for looking at that, buddy. But yeah, so that is it for ticker symbol Roku. Now, really fast, team, let's just go ahead and take a look at BTC here. So this is Bitcoin futures on CME. Bitcoin up. I mean, guys, yes, just yesterday it made a new all-time high. Futures contracts is showing a 71,055 top. This is all leading in speculation to the Bitcoin halving in about 30 days or so. Okay, so this has a massive ATR presently. Okay, so if you are trading BTC, be very careful because this has about a $3,500 ATR daily. Okay. That means that, I mean, guys, if you didn't notice this, right, we topped out on this Tuesday here, right? Look at this Tuesday. Topped out at 70,000, what was it, 300, and it dipped all the way down to 60,000. Guys, 60, do you understand what I'm talking about there? That is a $10,000 drop. Okay. And then guess what? Daily bearish engulfing completely ignored. Guys, be careful trading crypto. It's very dangerous right now, right? But I do think Bitcoin is very bullish. The upside continuation could be a little hindered, right? Because you definitely getting some declining bull volume here. We're starting to get that bull volume below the moving average too, right? So consolidation is okay, right? Let's get this thing to kind of chill out for a bit and then have it experience a new high. That being said, it looks like it's kind of building. How the hell are you going to even see this, man? It's disguised as so many different formations. You have an ascending triangle. You have a rising wedge within the ascending triangle. Like, it's completely confusing. And then we also had a huge bearish engulfer that was completely ignored, right? So maybe don't even consider maybe don't even consider your psychological formations on this, because the psychology is clearly upside on this, right? So. But yeah, I think, let's see, Sebastian Lim is saying, I bought some Donald Trump coin, LOL, through $500 and it's worth like $1,500 now. Dude, no way. Wow. That is ridiculous, man. All right, you guys. So I think we've reached the tail end of the analysis here. I really appreciate everybody for coming on by. Please remember, YouTube, join the Arca Bulls trading team by clicking on that link there. And we will be able to trade the markets together, right? So come on by, say hi to some very talented traders I'm lucky enough to share the stage with here. And we will see what's up. But until then, team, I shall catch you soon. If any questions or concerns, you know where to reach out to me, arcabulls@gmail.com, or my DMs, right, in Twitter and here in Discord. Mark Roach, thank you so much for your help, my buddy. Appreciate you, Joe H. Oh, dude. But until then, guys, I love you, love you, love you. I'm just going to go ahead and sign out here from the team. Oh, yeah. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever, never, never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. Very, 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 very good rest of your night. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios. Oh, yeah.